One of the biggest challenges for businesses that want to blog, that want to send out press releases, make videos, is that they don't know what to write about. And it's especially difficult if you have one of those businesses that, let's just call them commodity businesses in town, where people just kind of go to them because it's the first one they heard about, or it's the one on the way home. So I'm going to give you 3 different examples and give you some ideas. A lot of it's not going to have to do exactly with what your industry is. It might have to do with what what's local. So if you are I'm going to use examples of a downtown breakfast diner, of a gas station, and of a real estate agent. So let's get started. Gas stations. You might think, oh my gosh, what's a gas station going to write about? A local gas station. If you're independent, that's even better, because you have more freedom to write what you want to write about, or make a news release or a video about what you want to write about, what you want to tell a story about. So what exactly can you write about in a gas station? Anytime you go to a gas station, there's actually a blog post already written up. Most of the time, most of the gas stations that I go to, when you're about to pay, a lot of times there's that jar with change in it that has a piece of paper taped to it with a picture of a person and their story and why they need a little bit of help. Now, you can write a blog post about that, you can make a video about that, you can make a news release about that, and actually send it to the newspaper. And that is something that will get attention, because you can start saying, hey, this week we're going to have a collection for such and such cause, and that'll drive people to your business. And then once you finish with that week, or however long you're making that collection, at the end you can say, hey, we raised this much money for this cause, or for this person or this family in need. And that is something that will get you attention, and that is something that can actually drive people to your business. And now let's go to a downtown business diner. I've lived in a town where there were so many a downtown blogging, I'm thinking too much of the course, a downtown breakfast diner. And I lived in a town that had a lot of them. And a lot of them had different kinds of food that would bring you there, or some of them had Wi-Fi and were nice to work in. Some of them they all had something different, but they were all downtown in San Diego, and a suburb of San Diego, and they were right by the beach and right where all the stores were. So if you have a breakfast diner and you want some ideas on what you can write about, think about this. What's near you? Once a week, you can have a blog post that has 5 different paragraphs of 5 different stores that have sales. Or you can write about events that are going on, and you can say, hey, you know what? This is fun, because if you're in a walking community, say, you know what? 200 steps to the east is this fashion store is having a sale. And if you go 200 feet south, there's going to be an art shop having a sale, or there's an event. There's the library is having a book sale 100 feet north. That'll let people know. People will come to you for that information, and always keep your breakfast diner in mind, and go in there and start giving you ideas, and it'll bring in a lot of attention, and hopefully bring customers to the door if you do it right. If you have a good call to action, you can also let people know what's going on in your breakfast diner that day. Realtors. What about realtors? There are a lot of realtors in a community, and you have to separate yourself from others. So one good way of doing that is we can go back to kind of community news, community events. If there's a neighborhood that you want to sell in, that you have a few houses that you want attention on, you can, again, blog posts, videos. Videos are really good for this, and so are images. Is go to neighborhood events in the neighborhood where you have all the houses, and write stories about that. So if there's kind of like a chili cook-off in one neighborhood, use the name of the neighborhood and the town in your headline. That way when people search, you're selling the dream, remember? People are going to search around that neighborhood. So when they search, they're going to see images, they're going to see blog posts, they're going to see news stories, they're going to see videos that you created about that neighborhood. And if you show things that are fun that's going on in their neighborhood, hey, people always appreciate knowing what's going to go on in their town, what they can do. And especially if someone's moving in from 1,000 miles away, that's the only way they get to see that neighborhood for a while. So if you provide that experience to them, you're the contact person, and there you go. That's how you can get more leads through a service that you think, oh wow, there's 10 of us in town, there's 20 of us in town. That's one way to make yourself distinct. So think about what's going on in your community and what you can do to help the community. Gas stations. Another one that I didn't mention is car washes. I see gas stations have car washes all the time for, the high school cheerleaders or the football team or the band. So make sure you announce it, you preview something that's going to go on, and then once it happens, let the community know how much money was raised, have pictures, have videos, show the kind of the experience that's going on at your gas station. People will relate those positive experiences to your gas station and will go down there, and you'll be an information magnet and also bring people in through the door.